Alright, how's it doing today? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about around 2 to 3 stocks I'm personally holding and buying for 2021 that I think will do very well within the next coming year. Now, the actual market, right? The S&P has run up, like, in my opinion, almost too much. Like, it's up 13% for the year, and I don't see it running up another 13% in 2021. But regardless, I think these stocks, regardless of the market, are going to do very, very well for me in 2021 and beyond. So I'm going to be telling you guys them in this video. Right before we jump into it, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel, as I'm trying to hit 600 subscribers pretty soon. So I think we're almost there. So if any of you guys watching this aren't subscribed yet, can please subscribe. That would be very appreciated. And if you haven't already, make sure to sign up for Webull. I'll have a link down in my description. All you guys have to do is sign up a brokerage and deposit $100. It literally takes just a few minutes and you'll get 4 free stocks. So that's a great return on your money. Just with $100, you'll get 4 free stocks and they could be worth up to $1,600. So I'll have a link down in my description. Definitely make sure to do that. So the first stock, let's get right into it, is Tatooed Chef. Now, if you haven't heard of this company already, they're basically in the like vegan type of space. So they sell all kinds of products. I'll have them like on screen right now, but they pretty much sell them in Target, Costco, and Walmart. Like, they basically have them in almost every location. But in terms of like local locations, they don't have them in every single Walmart or Costco. So they're expanding pretty rapidly, but the locations they are in are like literally flying out the shelves. Like, they pretty much sell out in almost every single location. Now, if you haven't actually heard or researched this company yet, I definitely actually take a look at it. Basically, their innovations are like a tech company, man. The amount of stuff they release are, and the rate that they release them in, it's almost like a tech company releases updates. Like, it's so quick. They release, I believe, like 50 plus products every single year. Like, it's pretty crazy. And the thing they do is they release products. If it doesn't sell, boom, they take them off the shelves and they see what works. But they're really quick with it, and their packaging is, in my opinion, pretty damn well. Like, it's very distinguishable. If you like their products, you can basically spot it anywhere. Now, the stock right now, in the last 5 days, it has run up pretty good amount. I believe since it IPO'd, it's basically almost doubled. It's up like 80% since it actually merged. I don't think it actually IPO'd. It was just a merger. But basically, this stock, in my opinion, I think I can do a 10x or get close to a 10x in the next 5 years or so, because this company is just growing at such a fast rate. And I think by 2025, it could potentially reach 1 billion in revenue. And if that's the case, then you're going to see a few times on your money already just by it reaching that amount at minimum, even if it's fair valued. So right now it's at about 1.6 billion in market cap, but I think it can very easily hit even 5 billion in the near future. But they're expected to grow at least 50% in 2021. So if you go to Yahoo Finance right now and just search TTCF, they're literally expected to grow 50% next year, and that's literally cutting their valuation in half pretty much. The thing with this is that even if this company like doesn't release much, I think it's still a very good, basically a very good company. If you look at their forward looking, they're expected to do 51% in 2021, and after that they're expected to do a lot better. If you look at their quarterly sales, it has grown quarter by quarter, which is basically what you really like to see. I believe they're also in Trader Joe's. The way this company first started was they basically were making like fruits and vegetables for Trader Joe's, and then slowly they developed into their own brand. And I do think the CEO is very, very smart, and one of the people in there, like high, believe it's either the president or they're very high in the company, has been in the food industry for their whole life. So they're basically a veteran in the food industry. So if you haven't already, definitely make sure to look at Tatooed Chef. I do think within the next year at least, I should be able to get a 2x on this. So definitely take a look at that. So next up, I have Dropbox. Now, this is easy. I've talked about this in the channel before, but basically in the last year, they're up basically only 40%. But if you look at their IPO, man, since they released in 2018, it's just been stagnant. Like, it's been down quite a bit. But what people don't realize, it's not all about the stock price, right? Like, the stock can be going down. That does not mean the company is doing bad, man. If you look at their Basically, I think what happened was just the IPO was just priced at too much, maybe, or something. But people were not excited about it, and as it's been going down, like the stock has been down 30% before I started buying it since IPO. But what's been happening over these last few years is that the company's been literally increasing revenues like crazy. If you look at this annual like rate of revenue, they went from 800 million to 1 billion to 1.4 billion to now 1.6, and this year they're expected to do close to 2 billion, right? They're reaching 500 million a year. So they're not going to hit 2 billion, but they're pretty close to 2 billion already. So within the last few years, they basically doubled the amount of revenue they've done as the stock has been falling. So with $2 billion in revenue, they're only a $10 billion market cap. They own a crazy amount of not own, but they have a crazy amount of money in their balance sheet. Like they're loaded with cash, man. Like this is not a company that should have this much cash, but it does. They have 1.1 billion in cash, almost 1.2 billion. So that already means they're only like an $8 billion market cap company, but they're making 2 billion in revenue. They're expected to grow another like 20% next year, 10%. They're growing double digits next year as well, according to like 10 analysts. And that should take them above 2 billion. And this is, I think, easy money in my opinion. Even today, it would still be down like 13 since IPO, 30%. But even today, even though it's run up about 25%, I still think it's a very good buy. I still think like if you're gonna go up 100%, 20% is not much. There's still a lot of upside in my opinion. I still think it's a good 2x. It's a great 2x, even at 25. If it goes over 30, then I think you guys should not buy it anymore. I don't think the upside's there really. I mean, it still is, but even after 30, I think it's a bit too much. Under 25 is even great. Like it's a great deal in my opinion if you can get it under 25. 25 to $30 a share is still decent, but it's not like I'm gonna be buying like crazy over 25. So definitely make sure to check out Dropbox. They own, obviously I didn't even mention this, they own HelloSign, which is basically the biggest competitor to DocuSign, which is already a $50 billion market cap. So if they can compete with with DocuSign, if Dropbox's company can compete with DocuSign, dude, the upside is just massive. If they can even get half of their market share, that's huge. But that's definitely a possibility for the near future. Obviously, any of their companies integrate really well with Dropbox. So if you're a Dropbox customer and all of a sudden, let's say you own a real estate company and now you want to do electronic signatures, HelloSign's there. Like it's really easy to use. So definitely make sure to check that out. Now, this is fun. This is one that's pretty fun. That's I think will do really well is Shopify stock, right? Now, within 2021, I'm not buying it right now, but within 2021, if this stock ever falls below $1,000, dude, I'm gonna be loading the boat on this one. Anything under 1,000, in my opinion, is a screaming buy. Even today, it's decent, but if it reaches like under 1,100, that's okay. But under 1,000, man, that's where it's at. Like in the last month, it never reached that. It reached 1,038, and I should have bought it at that price. But I guess I just wasn't really aware. I don't really like buying too many stocks within the month of December. Stocks are just, for some reason, a lot more expensive within the month of December. And but within the last 6 months, it definitely did go below 1,000. Like you guys can see, it went to 870. It went back to 900 one time. Went to 900 again. Went to 900 again, and almost went to 900 just a few weeks ago. So I hope it goes under 1,000. Any time within 2021, and if there is any type of crash within 2021 or any type of dip, correction, any of that, it's not too far-fetched to say that this stock could go, even if it goes under 1,100. I think I definitely will still purchase some shares. But the thing with Shopify is that it has so much upside in my opinion. This year they grew quite a bit. I think what's going to end up happening is that I think they're going to know that 2021, as things open up, they're going to see that their revenues aren't going to be growing as crazy as it did this year, and the stock may dip. Now, I don't know if this will happen, but they pulled off a massive profit within the Q3. So this may cause the stock not to dip anymore and might just stay at this price point. But basically, they made 1.5 billion revenue last year. But this year, they're already going to be making like 7, 14, 20. They're going to be basically making close to 3 billion in revenue. So they almost tripled revenues. But I think that's going to continue going. I think that's going to continue rolling through next year and the year after. Analysts have them doing 32% in growth next year. So this stock is crazy growth stock, right? Their 4P at 322, which is very high, which is why I need it to be under 1100. It's the reason why I'm not buying it at today's price point, because it's kind of too expensive, man. Because usually you want to, for a stock like this, I'd be happy with like 150 4P, right? But like at a 322, dude, that's just too much. That's just too expensive for me. This is why I'm not buying it at this price point. But the thing is, I do think that this is basically the second company behind Amazon. It literally is. It's in terms of e-commerce, it's past eBay. Like, this company's over eBay in e-commerce. So if you're gonna buy something online, you're either going to Amazon or eBay. But Shopify now is in the number 2 spot. Basically, if you don't know what Shopify is, one of the biggest companies, if any YouTuber makes a store, you're making a store with Shopify to sell your own merch. If you're like a big company, even I think Heinz Ketchup freaking uses Shopify. A lot of big companies, I think Hasbro, that like makes Monopoly and stuff, uses Shopify. Kylie Jenner's company uses Shopify. I believe also Fashion Nova, which is like one of the biggest girl women's brands, uses Shopify. Like, a lot of companies use Shopify, and almost every single retailer that opens up like their own e-commerce basically uses Shopify, because it is a very professional system in terms of they have everything professionally set up to where if you buy something, they automatically upload tracking. It's very easy to do work. It's very easy to do e-commerce, and I think they do kind of have a monopoly in terms of that. Like, their nearest competitor is Wix, but Wix does not even touch that, and they sell their own domains and stuff like that. And overall, I do think this could reach a $1 trillion company. Like, in 5 to 10 years, this could easily be a $1 trillion company. And if that's the case, you've 10x your money. And that's not too far-fetched at all to say, in my opinion, for this company to reach $1 billion in market cap, or $1 trillion, in market cap. So it's a very fun one. If this within 2021 goes under 1,000 or even 1,100, under that, is a great buy. So definitely these 3 stocks I'm gonna be definitely buying or trying to buy even more within 2021. I own Dropbox and Tatooed Chef right now, but I don't own any Shopify. I haven't purchased any Shopify quite yet, but I'm definitely looking to purchase it within 2021. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.